Okay, class, today we're going to go over some new words that we can use in our writing to make it more descriptive and fun. These words will help us grow with our vocabulary, and we can even put them on our vocabulary wall in the back when we get the hang of them. Okay? So, today our words are going to be called orange words, and we have 3 words, okay? The first word is murmured. Repeat, murmured. Good job. Our second word is snapped. Repeat, snapped. Good. And our third word is trudged. Repeat, trudged. Good job. So let's go back to our first word. Murmured. Everyone repeat after me. Say, murmured. Good job. Murmured means to talk in a low voice. Sometimes when we don't want someone to hear us, we murmur. I bet all of you guys have done that before. Maybe when you didn't want your mom to hear what you said, or maybe when you didn't want me to hear what you said to your classmate, so you murmured. You talked in a low voice. Can everybody think of a time that they've done that? I bet you can. So, can everybody tell me what murmured means? Yes, it means to talk in a low voice. Everyone repeat, murmured. Good job. So now we're going to go to our second word, snapped. Everyone say, snapped. Good job. Snapped means to quickly say something that's not really friendly. Has anyone ever yelled at a friend for doing something to them? Maybe they annoyed you or they did something that you didn't like. So let's take my friend Zach over here. Maybe he touched me on my shoulder and I didn't want to be touched. So I said, stop doing that. I quickly said something that wasn't really that nice. I know everyone's done something like that. Can everyone tell me what snapped is again? Yes, it's to quickly say something that's not really that friendly. Good job, you guys are getting the hang of this. And our last word, trudged. Okay, everyone, say trudged. Wow, you guys did a good job. Trudge means to walk long and slow. So maybe you trudged into the classroom this morning from the bus. Sometimes when we trudge, we're tired and we don't want to walk anymore, so we walk long and slow. Has anyone ever been so tired that they were walking long and slow? Yeah. When you came from soccer practice, that's a good one. So class, can anyone tell me what trudged is again? Correct. It means to walk long and slow. Say trudged. Trudged. All right. So now that we have our 3 orange words, I'm going to make up a funny action that we want to do with our words when we hear them in our story later on. So for murmured, when we hear this word, I want you to put your hand over your mouth. So let's try it. Murmured. Good job. Okay, for our second word, snapped, I want you to make an angry face when we hear this word in the story. So everybody, let's practice our angry faces. Good. All right, ready? Snapped. Good job. In our last word, trudged, remember to walk slow. For this word, we're going to do a thumbs up. Okay? So, for trudged, ready? That was an easy one. Thumbs up. Good job. All right, let's go over them really fast. Murmured. Good. Snapped. Trudged. Good job. It looks like we've really gotten this down. Okay, so now we're going to look at our book and we're going to make some good predictions. Can anyone tell me what predictions means? Yes. Yes, good. It means to tell us something about the future, to see if it's true or not. We're predicting what's going to happen next. So we're going to make some good predictions in our books today, all right? All right, let's get started. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and look at our book together. So let's go ahead and look at the cover. Let's read it together. Pumpkin Soup. Good job. Can anybody tell me who the author is of Pumpkin Soup? Yes, it's Helen Cooper. Helen Cooper is the author of this book, so she wrote it. Okay. Can anybody tell me what they might be drinking on the cover? Yes, they could be drinking pumpkin soup. What else could they be drinking? It's orange. Oh, it could be orange juice. I guess we're just going to have to read to find out. So before we get started with the book, I want to make sure that we all know our actions for our 3 orange words, okay? So does everybody remember? All right. Murmured. Trudged. Snapped. Good job. So remember, when I say those words, when I'm reading the book or when we're doing anything, you have to make those faces. So snapped. Good job. All right, let's take a look inside. Can anybody tell me what this is? Yeah, it kind of looks like their house. What do you think they're doing inside their house? They could be dancing. Kind of looks like they're dancing. I guess we're going to have to find out. Oh, look, what are they doing? What are they making inside this big pot? What could they be making? They could be making pumpkin soup. Yeah, that's true. What else could they be making? Something delicious? Yes, they could be making something delicious. We can see that Cat's cutting up some food and Squirrel's stirring, but what's Duck doing? Can somebody tell me what Duck is doing? We don't know. He's doing a bunch of things. We don't know what he's doing. Hopefully he's doing something to help. Oh, but look, it looks like they're having a good time making whatever they're making. It could be pumpkin soup, something delicious, maybe some orange juice. Guess we're gonna have to find out. Uh-oh. It looks like Duck is doing something bad. What do you think Duck is doing? Yeah, he could be getting the spoon. Oh, he could be hiding it. Yeah, we don't know what he's doing. But does Squirrel look very happy? No, she does not look very happy. Squirrel looks angry. Maybe Squirrel's gonna snap at Duck. Good job with your angry faces. But I guess we're gonna have to find out if she snapped at Duck. Oh my, what do you think is happening? Do you think they snapped at each other? Do you think so? Do you think they quickly said something not nice to each other? They said something that's not nice very quickly. Looks like it. Looks like they're in a rush. Oh my. Why do you think they're in a rush? Why do you think they're snapping at each other? Maybe because of something that Duck did? Yeah, could be. Oh no, look. Duck is running away. I guess something bad happened. What do you think the cat's doing in the pumpkin patch? Does it look like the cat's murmuring to herself? Murmuring, good job. Putting your hands over your mouth. Have you ever murmured to yourself when you're upset? Kind of to yourself. You're talking to yourself, so you murmur in a low voice so nobody can hear you. I guess we're going to have to find out what Kat's doing in the pumpkin patch. Look, Squirrel's taking a trudge around the room. Squirrel's taking a long and slow walk around the room. Maybe Squirrel is thinking about something. Do you ever walk slowly and long around a room when you're thinking of something hard? I do it sometimes when I'm thinking of something to do with you guys in class. Guess we're gonna have to find out. What do you think Squirrel's thinking about? She could be thinking about Duck. Maybe something that Duck did. Yeah. Oh no, they look really sad, guys. Oh no. Why do you think they're sad? Because their friend Duck's not there? Yeah. Maybe that's why they're sad. Because they don't have Duck to help them make whatever they're making. Oh, look. Now Duck is trudging through the woods. Now Duck is trudging. Yeah. Do you think Cat and Squirrel will ever find Duck? Maybe. They might. Where do you think Duck's going? In the woods? Yes. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to find out. What did Duck make? Duck went through the woods. He trudged a long and slow walk through the woods, but now where is he? He's making pumpkin soup by himself without Cat and Squirrel. He said, I didn't need Cat and Squirrel. Something really bad happened, guys. Oh, look. It looks like Cat and Squirrel are murmuring. They're talking in a low voice just to each other, just so each other can hear what's going on. But where do you think they're going when they're murmuring? Where do you think they're walking? Maybe home because they couldn't find Duck? Yeah, I could see that. They're upset. So, what do you think's gonna happen with Duck? Do you think he's gonna come home? Yeah, he might. Or he might stay here and have his own business. Make his own pumpkin soup. Yeah, that's true. You could do that. Do you think they're ever gonna snap at each other again? If they see Duck? Probably not. They're really sad. I hope they won't, so I guess we're just gonna have to find out if Duck will ever come home. So let's find out. Okay, so now we're gonna read our story. So after we made some predictions, remember, we don't know if Duck's ever gonna come back, and we don't know if they got angry or what. So we're gonna find out what happened to Duck. And we're gonna read our story, and we're gonna remember our 3 orange words, okay? We're gonna remember them. We're gonna remember murmured, trudged, and snapped. Okay? So let's go ahead and see what we predicted to see if it's true. Okay? Alright, class. Pumpkin soup. Can somebody tell me who the author is again? Correct. It's Helen Cooper. Helen Cooper's the one that wrote the book. Deep in the woods, there's an old white cabin with pumpkins in the garden. There's a good smell of soup, and at night with luck, you might see a bagpiping cat through the window. and a squirrel with a banjo, and a small singing duck. So what did you think that they were doing in the house? Yeah, we were right. They were making music. Yep, good job. Pumpkin soup, the best you ever tasted. Maybe by the cat who slices up the pumpkin. Maybe by the squirrel who stirs in the water. Maybe by the duck who scoops up a pipkin of salt and tips in just enough. So, what did we say Duck was doing? We didn't know. So, what is Duck doing? Yeah, he's putting in the salt for the pumpkin soup. I think that's a pretty important job. So, here they're all together, stirring the pumpkin soup. They slurp their soup and play their song, then pop off to bed in quilted stitched together by the cat and bordered by the squirrel and filled with fine feathers from the duck. And it's peaceful in the old white cabin. Everyone has his own job to do. Everyone is happy, or so it seems. So what do you think is going to happen? What did we predict? Duck's going to do something bad. Yeah, and Squirrel's going to what? Snap. Make your angry faces. Oh, look. The only one awake right now is Duck. That's because he's going to do something bad. Oh no, Duck is causing trouble. What is he doing? But one morning, the duck woke up early. He tiptoed into the kitchen and smiled at the squirrel's special spoon. Wouldn't it be fine, he murmured, if I could be the head cook. He drew up a stool, hopped on top, and reached until his beak just touched the tip of the spoon. So why is he murmuring? That's right, he's trying to be quiet, so he's talking in a low voice. Good job. Kerplunk! Down it clattered. Then the duck trotted back to the bedroom, held up the spoon and said, "Today, it's my turn to stir the soup." Uh-oh. This is where we saw that Squirrel is angry. What do you think's going to happen? That's right, Squirrel is going to snap, like we said. "That's mine," snapped the squirrel. Make your angry faces. "Stirring is my job. Give that back." "You're much too small," snapped the cat. "We'll cook the way we always have." But the duck held on tight until the squirrel tugged with all his might. And whoops! The spoon spun through the air and bopped the cat on the head. Then there was trouble, a horrible squabble, a row, a racket, a rumpus, in the old white cabin. Oh my. So look, they're all snapping at each other. Why are they snapping at each other? Because Duck wanted to take the spoon to stir the pumpkin soup. They just couldn't let him stir it. They all have their own parts. Oh, look. Duck is running away. "I'm not staying here," wailed the duck. "You never let me help with anything." And he packed up a wheelbarrow, put on his hat, and waddled away. "You'll be back," snapped the cat, "after we've cleaned up." And the squirrel shook his spoon in the air. But the duck didn't come back. Not for breakfast, not even for lunch. "I'll find him," murmured the cat. "He'll be hiding outside." Oh my, look, Duck is trudging away, trudging into the woods because they got angry at each other. "I bet he's in the pumpkin patch," But the duck was not in the pumpkin patch. They could not find him anywhere. Cat's looking for Duck. That's what she was doing in the pumpkin patch. So they waited all that long afternoon. The cat watched the door. The squirrel trudged the floor. That duck will be sorry when he comes home, they muttered. But the duck didn't come home, not even at soup time. So the squirrel's trudging around the room, waiting for Duck to get home. What does trudged mean again, class? Yeah, it means to take a long and slow walk. Good job. So trudged. Looks like they're crying. The soup wasn't tasty. They made it too salty. They didn't feel hungry anyway. They both sobbed over supper, and their tears dripped into the soup and made it even saltier. We should have let him stir the soup, sniffled the squirrel. He was only trying to help, wept the cat. Let's go out and look for him. The cat and the squirrel were scared. As they wandered down the path in the dark, dark woods, they feared for the duck all alone with the trees and the foxes and the wolves and the witches and the bears. But they couldn't find him. Oh my. Looks like Duck's gonna get in some trouble. So they went to look for Duck in the woods. That's scary. Do you think they're gonna take a trudge in the woods? A long and slow walk? It looks like Duck is taking a trudge in the woods. Uh-oh. Looks like Duck's getting into some trouble. He's falling. On and on they trudged until they reached the edge of a steep, steep cliff. Maybe he fell down that, wailed the cat. I'll save him, squealed the squirrel. And he scrambled down on a long, shaky rope. He searched all around on the ground, but he couldn't find the duck. Uh-oh. Where do you think the duck went? Oh my. So what's Duck doing? Yeah, we said he was making his own pumpkin soup. He didn't need them. He wanted to stir his own soup, so he made his own. Yeah. Oh, cat and squirrel seemed pretty upset. Then the cat whispered in a sad little voice. Duck might have found some better friends. He might, sighed the squirrel. Friends who let him help. And the more they thought about it, as they paddled back, the more they were sure they were right, and they trudged on home. So yeah, they took a long and slow walk back home because they couldn't find Duck. Do you think Duck will ever come home? No, you think he's happy where he is? He might be. But when they were almost home, they saw the lights shining from the old white cabin. It's Duck, they shrieked as they bursted through the door. And the duck was happy to see them. He was also very hungry and thought it was late. They thought they would all make. What do you think they're gonna make? Uh-oh, did Duck really come home? Yeah, you think so? Some pumpkin soup. Uh-oh, he's making a big mess. So do you think Squirrel and Cat snapped at Duck for making a mess? No, they didn't want Duck to run away again. So remember to make our angry face when we hear the word snapped. Do you think they're happy that Duck was home? Maybe, let's find out. When Duck stirred The cat and the squirrel didn't say a word, not even when Duck stirred the soup so fast that it slopped right out of the pot. Not even when the pot got burnt. Then Duck showed the squirrel how to measure out the salt, and the soup was still the best you've ever tasted. So once again it was peaceful in the old white cabin, until the duck said, "Bagpipes." Who knew the duck could play bagpipes? I didn't know the duck could play bagpipes. Do you guys think they're happy that Duck was home? Yeah, they let him play the banjos and stir the soup and play all the different parts. That was a good story. Okay, so now we're going to do our ending activity, alright guys? Okay, so before we do our activity, we're going to repeat our words one more time so I know we really got them down, alright? Alright, so everyone repeat the word snapped. What does snapped mean, class? Good. It means to quickly say something that is not nice. The cat snapped at the duck because he took her spoon for pumpkin soup. So remember that. Okay, now everyone say murmured. What does murmured mean? Good job. It means to talk in a low voice. Kind of like when we talk to ourselves. We talk in a low voice. So the cat and squirrel were murmuring in the woods when they're trying to look for Duck. They're talking to themselves. Alright, now the final word. Everyone say trudged. What does trudged mean? Yes, trudged is to take a long and slow walk. Yeah, so it looks like we really have this down. So we're going to go ahead and get started on our activity, alright? So, today we're going to make a flip book activity with our words. On the front of the flip book, I just want you guys to put the top, my orange words. And then on each little flap, I want you to put our 3 orange words. So I want you to put murmured, trudged, and snapped. And then on the inside of our flaps, I want you guys just to write your own definition of what you think this word means from the book. And then I want you guys to put a picture to go along with it. And I'll be around in the classroom and just raise your hand if you guys need some help. Alright? Alright, let's get started.